Today we are going to make an experiment if the ATV can go in snow. We have the newest quad, Sharmax Challenger Force 800, and we are going to make the hot test of the thing. Let's go! Hi there, as usual it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and today, instead of testing some snowmobiles, we are going to make a review of this newest quad. Moreover, it's interesting, if it's able to go in quite serious snow. Many owners keep their quads locked in winter, but we are going to extend ATV season, so let's try to do that. But first of all, please consider subscribing our channel, my friends, it's very important for us, thank you. For the snowy adventures, we have the newest ATV Sharmax Force Challenger 800, made by well-known Chinese manufacturer QJ Motors. By the way, it's a branch of industrial giant, which is called Geely. The ATV has a classic design, but also it has some peculiar solutions in the construction, so before we start our experiment, let's make a brief review of the quad. Firstly, how do you like the exterior, guys? To my mind, it looks pretty up-to-date. Fancy headlamps, effective front and rear end, the whole look has its own character. Let's check some specs. It's a full-size 2-seat quad, 229 cm length, 127 width and 147 height. The total weight is 410 kilos. It's equipped with 1-cylinder, 600cc engine QJ motors, 50 HP, working with CVT transmission. It goes with 25-inch wheels. The ground clearance is 295 mm. The suspension is standard with 226 mm travel at the front and 221 from behind. The ATV has all-wheel drive transmission with low gear and diff locks. The control block is handy. The current mode is shown on the display, but the icon is too small, it's hard to check it while moving. And it's time for the first shot test of the transmission in snow. Let's go! We start with rear-wheel drive on. And as we can see, the wheels are spinning. But with the all-wheel drive, it moves much more efficient. Well, what a surprise, isn't it? But let's check some more peculiar details. The ATV has an electric power steering system. There are 3 modes: Standard, Comfort and Sport. And you can feel the difference only while moving. There are 2 seats. It's very comfy to fit together with the passenger. There are front and rear trunks. The hands protection with metal frame. Then we see here 7-inch display with all the info. The LED lights look nice and they should be effective. We'll check them at night. There is a glow box from behind. The quad comes complete with a winch. And we see here USB and 12-volt sockets. The sound of the engine is solid and a bit loud. The gears shifting is easy, it works well. And now I want to test this quad in practice, let's go! And my very first impressions, it goes, and goes quite well. The depth of the snow is decent, but I am able to cut my way through it. As we remember, it's equipped with a single-cylinder engine, 600cc capacity. I can't say it's very powerful, but as we can see, it's enough to move in such conditions. I feel that it's a hard task for the engine, and it's obvious all-wheel drive is a must here. The rear-wheel drive mode is not an option in snow. Well, let more experienced rider try this quad. He mostly goes in my snow ruts, as we can see. It's much easier for the ATV, obviously. And I should say, it's such a pleasure to ride in snow. So don't be afraid to ride your quads, if the depth of snow is proper. It's so fun, there is no dirt, the vehicle and the rider are not getting covered with soil. But don't make any drifting if you don't have enough skills. It requires some practice. Speaking about this very quad, well, it produces good impressions so far. We like how the suspension works, it's rather comfy, the EPS system works well, but I would like to have more powerful engine for snowy rides. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you have some snowy rides on your quads. And again, we are trying to cut our way through the untouched snow, and it's deeper in this place. But the ATV still can go here. For all that, I should mention, if there was a bit more snow, it would be almost impossible to move here on any quad. I think such a snow is an approximate limit of the ATVs. Let's try to climb on this hill. It's quite steep. You can see me on the other quad standing on the top of the hill. As we can see, we've got over this obstacle, and it's time to move to the forest. Let's go. We are moving in the forest on some pretty rough off-road terrain, but it doesn't look scary when covered with snow. Anyway, we have all the off-roading options in our inventory: all-wheel drive, low gear, diff locks, so we are moving on without hesitation. Here we use a low-range gear. It gives us much more torque. But I don't like that the quad goes with only 25-inch wheels. It's not enough for any serious off-roading. But we are not going to back down. Let's keep on our adventure. If you know our channel, you may guess what the result we'll get. Here we have quite a serious obstacle with a deep swampy puddle. Let's try to get it over. Well, the result is predictable. We've got stuck. I think it's time to test the winch. The winch works well, and after some time we are free to keep on moving. And now let's draw some conclusions out of these tests. If you have snow with similar depth, you can go on your quads. But you need at least 500cc, and all-wheel drive is a must. Rear-wheel drive is not an option. Speaking about this very quad, well, it makes a decent impression. I don't know how reliable it is, but it's quite capable on off-roading. If it had bigger standard wheels, it would be much more efficient. Speaking about the price, I can't say it's very affordable. At our place, this new ATV costs about $16,000. Well, let's call it a day, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please post your comments what you think about this quad. Consider watching another our video about similar vehicles. Stay with us, there will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.